Colonel Gray, what are you going to tell us about?
Who remembers what happened to Bucky Brooks in physics class one day?
Most of us weren't in physics.
That had been Larry Nix and Bucky, and who else was that? You in that class? Virginia? I'm going to talk about Miss Brooks in a minute. But
Who remembers Mr. Adams? That was like his first year teaching. In class one day, he was working with some students in the back in the lab, and there was a little bit of basketball going on. And he said, the next time somebody throws, if it doesn't land in the basket, you're in trouble. Bucky let one fly. The minute he let go of it, he knew it wasn't going in the wastebasket. He ran up, bent over, grabbed it, and as soon as he stood up, Mr. Adams was at his side and Bucky was out of the room. And he didn't come back for a long time, nor did Mr. Adams. Mr. Adams came back, but Bucky didn't come back. Then Mr. Adams left, and he was gone for a little while, and then he came back. There's still no Bucky. A few minutes later, Bucky came back in the room, and I leaned over and, what's going on, Brooks? He's not talking. It was a Friday. It was a football night. All the band members were in their band uniforms. When Bucky bent over to pick up that piece of paper, the whole seat of his band uniform let go. Mr. Adams was the only one that saw it. Took him down to the boys' bathroom, got his uniform off, his pants off of him, took him down to the home ec class. And I don't know whether he identified to the home ec class who they belonged to. But then he came back once they were repaired. But Bucky had also, on another occasion in that class, was playing around with the tuning forks in the back. And Mr. Adams told him to stop. And he kept playing with them. And finally Mr. Adams had had enough, and he went back and he was ready to read Bucky the riot act. And Bucky held and said, wait a minute, listen to this. And so he takes one and he taps it on the desk and he said, hear that tone? And he picked up another one and he tapped it and he said, now remember that first tone. And then he picked up another one and he tapped it and he says, I think there's some sort of relationship between these tones. And Mr. Adams thought, I've got a student that we need to get him a really good set of tuning forks so he can continue this study on harmonics. And he decided that, well, maybe I better check first in the physics book. Well, when he found out that, you know, that sort of theory was only a few hundred years old, he was about ready to kill Bucky again.
And he's not even here to defend himself.
He's not even here to defend himself.
Bucky, I would have thought he would just been a model. I didn't know that.
Let me tell you.
I was not at home. We weren't even in classes together.
You know, a lot of us had Mrs. Brooks for 8th grade math, and there were some others of us that had her for Latin in 9th and 10th grade. She knew everything that was going on. And there were some things that Bucky did that she wouldn't have cared if he dropped off the face of the earth. Like the year for the science project, Bucky decided that he would do a skull collection.
That's correct.
Yeah, because Virginia's parents lived, and Bucky's parents were right next door. So Bucky's collecting all this stuff, and somebody said, "We know where there's a dead horse."
Yes.
Bucky went out with an axe, cut the head off, emptied out his mother's garbage can, filled it with water, put it up on her stove, and put this horse head in there to boil the meat off of. That's when Mrs. Brooks said, when she came in, if Bucky had fallen off the face of the earth, I would never acknowledge I ever had him.
And he became a teacher, right?
He did. Well,
Ken.
he taught at Delta State and retired from there. And he and Maureen have a house up in Maine. And so as soon as it starts getting warm in Cleveland, they go to Maine until it cools off.
But he'll be here tomorrow night, won't he, Judy?
And he now has a horse farm. I'm just curious if he's got a horse farm somewhere. The horse was dead and he took the head off.
But just, you know, Bucky was one of those that you never thought did anything wrong at all. He was just able to do it in the background more than the rest of them.
I never knew that about Brooks. Did you know that all these years, did you?
I gotta speak up because Virginia and I and Bucky and Betty, Kitty Farrell, you know, she's not our classmate. We all lived in Sheely Hill, which is Robert Sheely, the Sheely Barn, near between the highway patrol and the campus bookmark, y'all. And what memories we had. We had a tree house in front of Bucky's house. We had one beyond my parents, and my mother just turned 101 as the last living resident of that neighborhood.
Wow.
At home, doing great.
And has a garden.
But yeah, and his baby brother lives behind my mother. No, not a garden now, didn't he? But it was a great time. I'm talking about Stark back then.
Yeah.
You know, you mentioned that. And the neighborhood, y'all
Precious.
had neighborhoods.
Precious.
If not, you had
Precious.
great
You want your bites?
great memories.
You want your bites?
Well, this is kind of an expose on Brooks tonight. I can't wait to get to it.
Ken, Bucky is not just a teacher.
Precious.
Bucky is on the National Calculus Board. He's one of a few doctors in the country that's on this National Calculus Board. Or he was. Calculus.
Is that a math thing?
I took it twice and I couldn't tell you.
Oh, me. Well, Ms. Brooks taught me the meaning of it sounds like Latin to me because I really struggled through Miss Brooks both years. She conned me. She told me if I was going to ministry, I needed to take Latin. That was a mean trick. I got one for you. How many of you remember going to the lunchroom we had a break in the morning?
Donuts and chocolate.
What did we get?
Donuts and chocolate milk.
2 donuts and a milk for a dime.
For a dime. That's right. What was the last remember that? Beg pardon? Dagger's Bakery. You know, I delivered paper for Carl Solomon for years, and the reason I delivered paper is I could take a paper and go and get a fresh donut at Stagger's. Solomon got rich, and I got donut. But it was quite a time, and I remember Stagger's Bakery. That's one of my special memories of Starkville is Stagger's Bakery, baking bread in the morning on Main Street. Boy, it was a great time.
Precious.
The Kroger grocery store is open. I would make this comment to you. I was told if you come back to Starkville and have been here a while, sometime in the next 3 days you should go visit the new Kroger store.
Precious.
It is kind of a special place, I understand now, because it's real big. But how many of you remember where the first Kroger store opened in Starkville? Where was it?
Down on,
No, it wasn't Van Lanningham.
The first one was down by where Van Lanningham is.
oh,
And then they
every
moved
Van
that.
Lanningham.
No, it was on maybe two. Oh, maybe two.
It was actually across the street from Jones and Martin's Hardware. Y'all remember where Martin's Hardware was? And Jones' shoe shop was right there by that. And right across the street was Kroger. And the reason I know that is my daddy opened the store before they moved down. And moved down. What now?
South Lafayette Street.
Yeah, South Lafayette. You know where Jones' shoe shop used to be? Right across the street was the Kroger.
Precious,
And on the corner was Giant Market.
precious.
Name some stores on Main Street, Starkville, when you were growing up. Anybody got any?
Cat's department store.
Cat's Department Store.
Cleveland's Store.
Cat's Pool Hall.
Cleveland dress shop.
Maiden's Men's Shop. Morgan and Lindsay. But there was another dime store there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who remembers J.C. Penney with the things that came down from up in the back?
How about Fuller?
What?
Fuller drugstore.
The drugstore? There were two cafes on Main Street, Starkville.
Peoples and Bell.
Yeah.
Cafe, we had the cafe.
Why was People's Cafe important for those of us who
Bill Cutler, we ate there every Friday.
Bill Cutlass, but the football team ate pre-game meal there on Friday.
It was Gannis Hunt's dad's headquarters for his insurance business.
That's right.
Run Hunt.
What can we say, Janice? And Janice is taking the Janice place he now owns up on Saturdays.
He stands on the corner of Main Street. That was Mr. Hunt's office, I thought.
Matthew Mitchell, that's his phone call. He gave him out that phone number. That was when he operated out of
Did that, son.
Matthew Mitchell, that's his phone. He had to sit down there and transact business.
Montgomery Jewelry was on Main Street. Giant Market was on Main Street. The two banks.
Okay.
Montgomery had two locations on Main Street.
Right.
A&P store was on Main
A&P was on Main Street.
I stopped the bus down on Park Lane.
Bingham Jewelry.
I walked Main Street all the way up and came back down to City. This was 2 years ago.
Okay.
Two businesses that are still there.
They are.
Montgomery Jewelry
Montgomery Jewelry.
and was Smith Barnes.
What the Smith and Myers out there.
Montgomery Jewelry's the only one left. That's the only
Montgomery is the only one left on Main Street that was there when we were growing up.
Bingham Jewelry used to be there.
Bingham was there.
Did anybody say Smith's Hardware?
But it came much later.
That was Burdine's first.
That was Burdine's. It became Smith's Hardware. What's that? Yeah. I mean, remember when the Stark Hotel was the Stark Hotel?
Kenna,
Yes.
Kenna,
Rosoff?
pass this around and see if anybody knows where it was, what year, and who it is. Where, who, and what.
All right, we got a picture we're gonna pass around. Bogdan wants you to identify where and
What
who.
year and who.
What year and who.
Now, don't anybody speak. Everybody look at it before anybody speaks. Don't anybody speak.
So we all have an easy.
Everybody has an even chance of looking, keeping your mouth shut, and then you can tell Kenna.
Time's up, Daddy.
Take it back here, pass it to Virginia. She'll identify them
But
immediately.
don't speak out. Don't give it to Maurice and Lila because they'll tell.
All right, here's the next one. We got another question. Give us the name of a song that was popular when you were in high school that you remember.
There's a summer place.
Summer Place? Rocky Robin?
Go around singing Blueberry Hill all the time.
And what was the guy that y'all, we used to sing?
Fats Domino.
Fats Domino.
They would sing.
And
Any
the
other
twist-
songs you remember?
The Twist was popular with Chubby Checker.
What was?
The Twist with Chubby Checker.
Checker. Well, we were Baptists, we weren't allowed
Don't
to know all
talk,
those things.
don't say a word, don't show it to Lila, because she'll speak out.
What about
Pass
Turn
it to
Loose of
Di.
Me Baby by Bobby Blue Bland?
What now?
Turn Loose of Me Baby by Bobby Blue Bland.
Oh, listen to you. Show off, show off.
Turn Loose of Me Baby.
Louis hummed it all the time. Yeah.
I remember Bobby Blue Bland, but I don't remember the song.
Sure you do.
When I think about Bobby Blue Bland.
Any other songs you'd like to mention?
They're gnats more than they are mosquitoes, guys, they're gnats.
What?
But look,
Love is a many splendored
That's all I
thing.
remember.
Tried to sing it on the train and I didn't do too good.
now,
Tried to sing it.
look over there on that table and get that basket of sprays and
Pass the spray around in there. Suggest that people bathe before
they're
you come
gnats more
tomorrow
than they are
night.
mosquitoes.
No perfume.
Bathe. Got to interpret all the stuff in Carolina. A whole lot of shaking going on. And Elvis. I think the most interesting thing of all is this generation is so impacted by television. Do you remember television at all when you were growing up?
Yes, it was black and white.
Black and white? And what show did you watch?
Lassie,
What?
Lassie,
I Love Lucy,
and Lassie.
Jackie Gleason and Lassie, Rin Tin Tin. What? Sky King and the Hit Parade. I remember the Hit Parade. Milton Furrow and Sullivan. That's when it went downhill. He put Elvis on there. It went downhill. Once we started doing that there, we was in trouble. At that point, I knew we was going to hell. Dancing and gyrating on TV.
They wouldn't let us see all of it.
We never got to see it, just for the neck up. What? Just speaking the truth in love. Yeah. You can always tell preachers in grocery store, where can I find this prophet? All right, before we just stop everybody, we got folks gonna leave early, we stopped. Is there anything that you'd like to make us aware of about a classmate that's not here? You heard about Shirley having Parkinson's? Jimmy Whitaker, where are you, bud? Jim, come over here. I'll talk to you. I remember you saying 2 years ago your goal was to get back. Tell me where you are in this whole process.
Well,
Speak up, I'm still to hear this.
I don't know, probably Wednesday.
You go back to Dr. Wendy. What treatments have you been having?
I've been on chemo for almost a year. He said, the doctor said I'd be on the rest of my life, but it's not the beginning. It's beginning to bother me a little bit. I guess I've got so much in my system, but I'm doing all right otherwise.
We're awfully glad you were able to come this year.
Yeah.
Especially you got to be
I told Judy back, I don't care about that, I'm coming with you.
You made our trip.
I just want you to tell Jim, we wouldn't know where everybody was if it wasn't.
That's right. Thank you, Jim.
Back in,
Thank you.
what was that, 08, 09?
Yeah,
He helped find everything.
That was fun.
Yeah.
You did a great job. Thank you.
So,
You've been special in our class, Jim.
Yeah.
The latest report we got on Joe, Jackie, you may have an update on Joe. I'm going to mention him next. Joe has diabetes. He got a boil on his leg. They were going to amputate his leg in Jackson, but I talked to him, 3 days ago. You talked to him the day before. He wants to go back to Kosciuszko. That's where he was when they took him to Jackson, the VA hospital. And the prognosis is not good. The diabetes, if they amputate his leg, will just be a stopgap thing for Joe if you do that. And he is, Jackie's got his number. If you want to get your heart in your throat, call him on the phone and talk to him. He is lonely by himself. Jackie, what family does he have?
He's got 2 sisters that live here, Dot, Diane.
And they're both here in Starkville.
No, both of them deceased, mom and dad both.
Has he said anything about his foot, how his foot is doing? When I talked to him, they had his foot removed most of his heel.
Right.
Foot.
And now it's the same leg that they're gonna amputate.
They are gonna have
They are gonna amputate.
what Diane told me just a couple of days ago.
Yeah, the report we got was that he was gonna have an amputation pretty soon.
And you did, Coach Hughes did call it, I talked to Coach Hughes.
Coach Muse has called and talked to him. I think that made his day. That's the first thing he told me when I got him.
Yes, the other day when I called him, he said, you did Coach to call me.
He's gotta be first aid.
Any other reports from classmates? Those are the ones that we're aware of. And of course, you know, since last year, Virginia Anderson has passed. We will, tomorrow night, she's one of the people we'll remember tomorrow night. And anybody else got any report on anybody in our class?
Wayne Hempwell's in the hospital.
Wayne's in the hospital here?
Yeah.
I thought he was in a swing bed, Grace.
Here.
In the dairy.
Swing bed here in Scotland, but I don't know which place.
You don't know the picture. I wonder why she wasn't.
Columbus Hospital for a while, and they said.
But they moved him back over here.
The swing bed, but I don't know whether he's still in the swing bed or not. But last Sunday, the last time I heard anything, and she said he was so good, he couldn't get himself out of the bed.
I've heard that.
Elaine's coming tomorrow night.
Elaine is going to be here tomorrow night, though. So you'll want to encourage her tomorrow night.
Ken, for those who know Laura Greer, class, she's a Parkinson's patient now. She was 1 year ahead of y'all's class.
Yeah.
Laura Bell.
Yeah, Laura, who we do is Laura Bell.
Yeah, she raised my
Yeah. She, yeah. All right. Visit with your classmates. Don't forget tomorrow night at 5. Thank you for being here. Thanks to all of you who cooked, and thanks to Albert Clark for everything. Judy?
And Margaret and the bedroom, about 11 tomorrow.
Which next place?
You hear that? All right, scatter or visit.
Thank you.
Ah.